Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm super honored to present you, my buddy, and the nicest CEO in the Swiss watch industry, Niels Eggerding.
Hey, Alon. Hello, everyone.
Good to see you, buddy.
We,
Careful
we
with
sit,
your
We
hands.
sit next to each other live. That's great.
We sit next to each other. And this is cool because Niels is not only the nicest, the most modest, the most fun, and a good CEO because he makes amazing watches, but he's innovative. And this proves why, because in the 3 seasons of the Aces Live, and we've done, I think, already 50 episodes, nobody's sitting next to me. So when he told me, he's like, Alon, I think it's such a cool idea. I'm coming to Amsterdam. I'm like, but the format is we do it with screens. So we improvise, guys. It was spontaneous. He's agile, like a mofo.
Trying.
Very
I'm getting
agile.
older too, by the way.
So we literally switched the screen so we can sit next to each other. So I apologize beforehand because I'm used to looking straight forward, but I'm going to look at Niels.
It's going to be a very dynamic, interactive session.
Very. Dal is back. I'm happy that Dal is helping us backstage. So he's going to run the screen so I don't need to look too much at my keyboard, mouse, and screen while we're doing this. Niels, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm
It's
so
a
happy to
pleasure.
be here.
I'm honored to be here, by the way.
The honor is all
We
mine.
know each other. We didn't discuss beforehand, but we know each other for more than 20 years. You know that?
Crazy. We were
Crazy,
young and handsome.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
you still are handsome.
But definitely.
But
we were young.
I'm not handsome anymore. When you're young, we're not. For those that don't know Niels, you've been CEO for how long now?
This is my 5th year already.
5th year
Yeah.
in the driving seat of an amazing Swiss brand.
Yeah. 4th year.
Which-
Sorry, 4th year. I'm already
Fourth.
in next year. Yeah, 4th year. Yeah, 4th year.
4th year, and you're
second
with the
term.
company?
11 years almost.
Amazing. So 11 years. We Dutchies call Frederique Constant Dutch.
Yeah.
Because your friend Peter Stas and his lovely wife Aletta founded the company.
Absolutely.
Dutch roots. They named the company after their grandparents, right?
Yes,
That's what
back
Frederique
name,
Constant.
the last name.
But Swiss through and through. You live in Switzerland, you work in Switzerland. You guys have a manufacturer in Plan de Haute,
Yeah.
Geneva.
Plan
Your
de Watch.
Plan de Watch. Your neighbors with the big guys.
Yeah, Patek,
Rolex.
Passion, Piaget, and Rolex.
Yeah.
So we have a nice
So-
brand list
Yeah.
amongst us.
So we actually met when Niels was selling us watches back in the day already. So that's how
Do you remember what brand?
Nanjing.
No.
No?
I started with Certina. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that was
Certina,
that was what I
Then
meant
Rado. I came to you.
as well.
As well. And then and shortly after, I took over Longines as a brand manager in that time.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my brother Amir dealt with these brands back in the day. So that's how we go back, guys. And he knows the industry through and through. I have a lot to discuss. I see the questions are rolling in. The tradition is we walk through the 7 Aces questions
Perfect.
to get to know you.
Sure.
Then we talk a bit about Frederique Constant. I have a lot of questions. I want to talk manufacture, the amazing calibers you guys made, Perpetual Canada, Tourbillon. Tourbillon you had already.
Yeah.
You merged it with the Perpetual. The monolithic, I want to talk about that.
Sure.
Another Dutch flavor.
Yeah.
And at the end, I want to deal with the questions. We always start the show with a wrist check. I want to know what you're rocking today.
Okay.
So
as you can see, I'm wearing the Highlife chronograph. This is a Le Jour Perrin movement. So it's for us an in-house movement. Le Jour Perrin is one company. And they make an high-end volume chronograph.
Take it off for me,
Yeah,
please.
sure. And Highlife is my baby. As most of people in the industry know, this is the start of my CEO position. I wanted to bring back an iconic integrated bracelet design in the collection. So easy, interchangeable on the bracelet. Comes with a strap, comes with a rubber strap, and even a leather strap. And standard with the bracelet. And this watch, I tell you, has a bit of an history. Because when we launched in 2019, I asked my mentor, Peter, we need to bring back an integrated bracelet. For people to know, back in 2018, export numbers above 3,000 euro, 80% was integrated bracelet.
Interesting.
So, and we always looked at more luxury, and we always benchmarked the luxury direction, but we didn't have a beautiful finished watch that could compare and compete with that luxury direction.
Yeah.
So for me, it was an easy entry. And Peter said, no, we should never do that. Niels, you should not do that. I think we are luxury, we are classic, definitely not this direction. So I said, Peter, if I'm going to take over, you need to help me with that. And that was the first expectation that he had. Okay, Niels, I'm going to help you with that.
That's nice.
And my plan back in 2019, this watch should generate 40% of the business, additional business.
Wow.
Why additional? Because the watch lovers that know Frederique Constant are very classical driven. And this watch should bridge to an existing customer, but more importantly, you should attract a new customer base. Today, 45% of the business.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm very happy.
And look, I love Dale. Look what he's doing. He pulled up the watch.
Yeah, that's what I...
Is it correct that every Highlife comes with 2 straps?
Yeah, or 3.
Or 3. So that's interesting because you went for an integrated bracelet, but you opened up your mind, thought out of the box.
Yeah.
And you automatically made it also a non-integrated bracelet.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
so it's a paradox.
Yeah, but you know, the young customers and also the luxury customer today, they want more luxury for the money to some extent. And we are not Rolex, we are not Patek. We know Patek or Vacheron.
And you don't want to be.
We don't want to be.
You don't want to be.
We are much more in a price bracket where I think we are looking to them. We're offering the luxury and look and feel, the beautiful finishing. Mm-hmm. But we really have an accessibility for a large group that want to enter into luxury. And this watch for me is something that we offer high luxury, high finishing, high quality, but multiple options with the bracelet and the strap.
I love the look and feel. I've worn one for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When your colleague Joost visits me.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But I think he wears it on the leather bracelet or the rubber galvanized leather one. Yeah. But this
very
smooth fit.
Yeah, very smooth.
It's a bit pebble-ish.
Yeah.
So galet.
It took also like 1.5 years sampling. I tell you. Regularly we do it in two sample sessions. Yeah. We go fast in the process, but this one really took time.
Yeah. Lovely. I'm keeping it on for the show, guys.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so Niels, the first question.
Second
on the show. No, this was a wrist check. This is an intro. So the first question, if Dala pulls it up on the screen, so we also upload these sessions as audio-only podcasts.
Yeah.
So I always read them out. So the first question is, what watch or jewel is your favorite and why?
Watch what?
What watch? You can read it here.
Yeah.
On screen. So what is your personal watch or jewel? That's your favorite and why? You can mention anything.
Yeah. Well, I love to give diamonds to my wife, I have to say. So jewel, I'll leave it up to the women. Although you see many people also in the men that to starting to wear diamonds. I'm not there yet, I have to say. I'm really a watch guy. I like iconic designs. So within the brand, it's by far the Wildtimer I have. Mm-hmm. The Wildtimer is when I arrived in 2012 in 2011 at the company. We were introducing just on the edge of when I arrived the Wildtimer. Mm-hmm. We sold like approximately 1,000 units in 1 year in that time. That's this one.
Amazing.
And since then, today we producing 3,500 Wildtimers a year. Wow. It's huge.
These calibers are in-house or the modules?
Fully in-house. So it's very simple. Within the manufacturer collection we have 3 main base calibers, 900 series, 700 series, 30 in-house movements.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is my favorite, but I also appreciate other brands. Many CEOs of watch brands will not say that, but no. I really enjoy iconic designs like a Panerai, like an Omega Seamaster, a Speedmaster, even Seamaster Planet Ocean I have. But my favorite one is by far the Wildtimer.
Interesting. Handy because you travel so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Second question is, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Interesting. When I was really young, I wanted to be a chef cook.
Really?
Can you imagine?
Yeah. You're basically also cooking now.
Yeah, I still love to do it. So when I'm at home in the weekend, I love to really take time with the family to cook to enjoy the meal. My sons are finishing the meal in 20 minutes mostly.
Yeah.
We are taking over the Swiss French habits. We dinner long, we lunch long, and we really enjoy it. So that's when I was young, I really wanted to do that. Then when I started to go to school, I started to be very interested in international business. Early stage, attracted to the watch industry. In that time, Kabel Teulings, Wiltime Holland.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough is that I started an internship, and they were selling the brands Bali, Swiss shoe brand, leather accessories. They made beautiful watches in that time. Camel Trophy, Zenith, and Frederique Constant.
Funny.
Peter came there with his car and his suitcases full of watches to show to the director, the Geus was his name, the brand.
Funny.
And I was like,
and you were there,
and I was 21 years old. So I'm talking about 23 years ago.
That's kismet. That's fate.
That's like unbelievable. If you think now, it's like funny,
or not.
Yeah.
Meant to be.
Meant to be, maybe.
So you basically started your career, your professional career, in watches.
Yeah.
Did you ever deviate?
Yeah, I went to Vodafone.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to try something different.
Yeah.
I moved from Swatch Group to Vodafone. I did like 2.5 years, and that was not my cup of tea. And then Jos called me in the same time. Jos, who is now working for me, used to be the brand director for Rado.
Yeah.
He said, Niels, I'm looking for someone for the place in Rado. Do you know someone? I said, I know someone. And it was in a few weeks, it was done.
Yeah.
Then it went quick for me, actually. I was very passionate for watches. I really started to help the Swatch Group in that time for Rado. Moved to Longines. And very quickly, it was fed up with the easiness in that time of selling Longines to the mainly Asian target group. And then I met Peter and Aletta at Basel. They were looking at the window of Longines.
Funny.
And I walked down at Don't Spy in Dutch, and we had a quick conversation, 20 minutes. And since then, my passion for them, their vision was born.
Interesting. Did you envision or wanted to be, let's call it a top dog in whatever career steps you want? Did you have that ambition, that vision, or were you open-minded?
Yeah, I get this question very often.
Okay.
Honestly, no. I was not that focused to get that kind of position beforehand. When I joined Peter and Aletta, I've met Hayek Senior. I've met pretty much a large scale of important people in the industry. Mm-hmm. But the strength that Peter had was a clear vision, and to communicate that vision into where he wanted to position me. That we as Dutch love that. So I was directly attracted to that. But he didn't vision in me like, now you're going to take over.
Yeah.
No, by far not.
Yeah.
That really became later when he started to prepare to sell the company, and that he really wanted to go back to Holland with his wife, and he didn't want, of course, to report to a larger shareholding company. So he positioned me. We went through like a 1-year cycle with shareholding company to approve, and then I took over.
Well, was it a kind of traineeship? Kinda? Management traineeship-ish?
Well, Peter is highly demanding. So I did traineeship coaching programs from day one when I arrived at Frederique Constant.
Interesting.
So I had like a personal trainer. I had like a management trainer, coach, that was constantly on my back.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, you were a bit scared, but I'm very open and open-minded to that. Now I could say that it's a bit overwhelming and scary to do that. But in that stage, I just wanted to learn massively.
Yeah.
So I went into that, and that helped me so much. I know.
Yeah, so it underwrites what I said, that you're very agile. So you're go happy, go lucky. You just
stay humble to learn. Let's say it like that, Be
Interesting.
flexible enough, because even if we are now 44 or 60 years old, even you're Mr. Biver, and have done everything, we always need to stay humble and open to learn from others.
You say that, but rarely they are in this industry and all the industries.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I've interviewed Mr. Biver on another show, which goes live today.
Yeah.
And he still is all about that learning and giving back.
Yeah.
And I know you do that because I know your team.
Yeah.
We worked on some projects behind the scenes. So I know how you run your team.
Yeah.
Which I salute you, and I learned from you. Quick bonus questions. What do you love the most of being the leader of Frederique Constant and the sub brands.
Yeah.
Because you guys have also Atelier de
Yeah.
Monaco
And
and Alpina, which I love too, both
Yeah.
of them. And what do you like the least?
Well, the easiest answer is what I like. First of all, I'm working with a product that have a high passion about. I mean, a physical product that contains like 200 components, in some extent 250, that result in a beautiful timepiece. That's really, you need to be passionate about that. But most important for me is to work with people. Customer, retail, press, but above all, my team.
Proves that you're here.
Yeah,
it proves that you're here.
But it drives me every day, actually. And it's difficult to emphasize how it translates, how I can communicate that. But I have people constantly around me, and I'm constantly trying to take the best out of them and bring that up. And I'm very in between the people. In the opposites of the Swiss hierarchy, they're very much in a hierarchy driven and much more
hierarchy.
Much more.
And you give them also a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
that's what I felt, at least.
We give them freedom. We empower people. We check in on each other on very clear KPIs and programs of weekly meetings, even daily meetings. We go even down to a daily meeting with management team. But they have we are fully transparent and fully trust within that.
And I felt you run it a bit as startup style. It's okay to make mistakes. You guys
Sure.
You guys go at a very fast pace, and I know that's the Stas heritage.
Yeah,
because that's how he run.
That's how I've been meant.
I've once joined it was actually an internal meeting with Peter Stas taking the stage. That's very interesting to see the insights.
Yeah.
How he motivated and pushed the team. So it was very cool.
Sure.
So I see the pedigree, but you definitely have your own style. I guess it's also a bit more modern style, although he was very modern.
Yeah,
he was very modern in his leadership, but they're different times today.
Yeah, there's a big difference, and there's a major alignment with Peter and me. Peter is much more from a top level down in management style, by asking certain executions to follow, where I'm much more embracing the team. Where from my philosophy, you get much more out of the people. It challenged the organization also, because of course when it's one, it's very easy to follow. So you make hardly mistakes. And by this, you let people make mistakes, but finally you go further together.
I agree.
So that's.
And the second part you didn't want to answer, but the least fun.
Give
one word answers.
The least fun is, I think it's the overall industry. I'm a bit disappointed in how the industry operates, and to find your space as a smaller brand, relatively smaller brand there, that we lost the unity. We have been discussing this before already. And the competition amongst each other, I don't feel it's necessary, but it's very dominantly there.
Everybody's on their own island. There's less unity.
And some brands.
I agree with you.
But it's like,
I agree. It's a pity. You don't come together where you should. And I, without mentioning names, my biggest disappointment on the outskirts of the industry, I'm not in the heart because I'm not physically in Switzerland and I'm only a retailer, is the death of Basel World. I think it's a big shame for the whole industry, the whole Swiss ecosystem. Okay, I'm not pointing fingers.
No, that's quite far.
But that's quite sad. That's
I fully agree.
That is a writing on the wall.
And let's face it, the big names are even saying this. I mean, without saying names, the biggest brand is totally not agreeing with this.
I know.
So we try to get it together again. Now, Watches and Wonders is ahead of us. We are going to be part of that. That's for me a milestone, especially with the direction we are going. But still, we are not in the level where Basel used to be.
No, it will take a lot of time.
But there's not volume, and the industry needs people around it.
And there is a sense of exclusion. They're opening up now for private people.
It will be more open.
So they're making it Basel-esque, but it's a pity that it's almost a phoenix. Trying to rise out of the ashes. But okay, I'm chatting too long. Dale, question 3, please.
Definitely. Wow.
Who is your role model? Is the third question. Or were you can mention?
I think it's still my father. I think my father passed away 1 year ago.
I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, sure. He's one of my role models, but also Peter, how he has been building the brand, and more people in the industry. I'm very open. But Peter has been pretty much a role model. I'm still checking in with him like weekly to once in a month.
What does he do today?
He moves away completely from the company 2 years ago already, and he's now much more in the healthcare and the health direction, by monitoring, by the connected devices that is bridging also to his company spin-off in the time MMT, who's producing the connected movements
For Frederique Constant
for us.
guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dana pulled up a picture.
This is in the factory.
I still follow Peter online, and I know him personally, and it's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
So I feel what you're saying. If you had to mention top of your mind, both of your mentors, the number one thing you've taken away from them that you give to your sons and to your team members, that sticks with you.
Hard work by far, because nowadays people think that they can find a way without hard work, because that's a little bit of the new generation and the cryptocurrency. They're jumping in there, making money, fast money.
Yeah.
What I embrace too, of course, but I still pretty much in an old generation that I learned from then is that you can achieve things, but you just need to work hard. You can achieve everything possible. Look at me as an example. I mean, I came from selling watches. Literally by visiting the shops myself with a brand as Certina, we both know how difficult it was. But it helped me to start understanding the hard work, the dynamics of hard work, and what to get back in return.
You did the grind.
Yeah, exactly. And I think everybody can do that. But as long as you work hard and stay focused on what you would like to achieve, step by step, don't think big right away. I think that's already something that I would.
And they both did that.
Yeah,
they're both Dutchmen.
Yeah.
Is that a culture clash when you guys, all you Dutch in Switzerland, a culture clash for the Swiss team members? The Swiss, I guess, also work hard, maybe disciplined, but it's more Germanic, it's bureaucratic, maybe a bit 9 to 5-ish.
Yeah,
and they like status more. The Dutch grind a lot. It's historically based. Entrepreneurial more.
There are a few things.
And shake up things.
They shake up things. We like to have a big mouth.
We have a big mouth. We don't like to. We have it.
And that's
what I get blamed a lot.
No, but that's also the spirit we have.
Yeah.
We drop in things. We have an opinion relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Being in Switzerland now for more than 10 years, I can say that the mix is nice. The Swiss are polite, less hard work, less entrepreneurial overall, but much more easy to work within an organization. French, the same. It's much more in between. We have a lot of French also because we are border, we are frontaliers, as we say. So 60% of the company is French. But there you have the French employees that are willing, wanting, dreaming to work in Switzerland, and they want to work hard. And that's a very nice mix. So you have a mix of Swiss with the Dutch culture and French. That for me is the perfect mix.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's almost a nice business case to study why you guys are so successful. I think one of the key ingredients is that. I know you speak French. Do you run the company French or in English?
English. Yeah.
Why? Because that's rare in Switzerland.
Yeah, it's very rare. My French, first of all, is not great. Okay. So we do a monthly PLO. We call it PLO because it's plan la watt based, where I'm presenting the figures, the production numbers, and the direction according to our yearly target. So we really engage with the organization.
Yeah.
But overall, we are an international company. And more important, we are a shareholding company now by Japanese, and they don't speak French. So it's very important that the English is there.
But it was from day one, right? This is also they do French.
No.
Although they speak French. Okay, I want to jump in on the Japanese later on.
Yeah, sure.
Dal is ahead of me. Fourth question.
Teleport tomorrow.
You can time travel, and you can be anywhere in the world within a second. Where would you go if you would teleport tomorrow?
Wow, I difficult to choose one or let's choose two. One, I would go to meet a Da Vinci or to go to an Einstein to have a discussion with them to see how that goes in that time. But more important, closer to me, is to go back 2 years to go to see my father again. Precious, definitely.
Cool. Valuable. Fifth question. What book do you either currently read or one recently made an impression on you?
I just received a book as a present that I'm definitely gonna read. It's the George Michael book. It's funny because I've always been a fan of George Michael's music.
Yeah. We all did, admittedly or secretly.
It's a secret. A secret.
I even like Wham.
Yeah, sure. We do like it. So I'm very much intrigued about the fact about those young artists that die in a young stage because of overwhelming popularity, and he in specific has made beautiful music. And I just received the book, so that's the book that I'm going to read.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you read a lot?
I read a lot for my work, actually. So a lot of management things, but not
for your work. You mean internal documents,
yeah,
or your management books?
Management books.
So you keep on educating yourself.
Yeah. So the one that I mostly like was the Killing Giants, because being a small brand, small company, it's difficult constantly to fight against the big groups, especially in Switzerland.
That's a cool one. I think Dala is looking for it, so yeah. I love when Dala is helping.
It's one of the books that really helps you to reflect sometimes how you can attack the big ones.
Here it comes.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
That book I'm adding to my book list.
Yeah, you should look at it, especially us, because we both are young
underdogs.
Yeah, exactly.
And underdogs.
Exactly.
And ambitious. Okay, awesome. Thank you. 6-1. What do you think is going to be the color
I know.
of next year?
Yeah, I know. So when I took over, I started to really analyze much more data. We like to measure things.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. I'm the same. Where we used to do much more on feeling, what direction we want to go, I'm doing much more on analytics.
Mm-hmm.
That means McKinsey reports, looking at information where the luxury target group is moving,
mm-hmm.
and what are the new trends. Color-wise, I think that orange is going to be a very important
mm-hmm.
color. So interesting, as we as Dutch, you have any other rainbow coming back and constantly, and a trend comes back in the industry, and it stays there for multiple years. We have seen the blue, now green, and now the rainbow. Rainbow will fade away more quickly, I guess. But I think the color orange, I'm seeing the trend going in that direction.
Let's see. Last question, actually obsolete, because we're both in Amsterdam now. We come from here, but what do you love the most about it?
So tonight I see my best friend, actually, that I didn't see since my father passed away. He lives partly in Ibiza and in Holland. Yuri, I'm not sure if you know him. He did Mimoneda a long time ago, and they stopped the company. And so he comes for me here, and we see each other tonight. Cool. And what I like on Amsterdam is, first of all, being among Dutch, being the capital where I've been born, where my family even had Café Nol in Amsterdam.
Is it family?
Yeah, it used to be my family.
Really?
Yeah.
I see.
So they've used to live in the Jordaan. They had shops here. So my parents moved very early, back in when I was 4 or 5 years old, to Eindhoven. But the romantic part of being here, the canals, is still unique. I travel the world. I've never seen atmosphere as Amsterdam here. So. Yeah, exactly. How beautiful is that?
That's the most famous Dutch cafe, guys. So when you're in Amsterdam, definitely visit Café Nol.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. How are we on time? Exactly spot on, halfway.
Good.
Thank you. Amazing. See, I know you for 20 years, but I learn something every time I speak to you. I want to spend a bit of 15 minutes talking. Do you want to just talk about Frederique Constant, or do you want to talk about all three brands?
No, I stick to Frederique Constant. I can also drop a little bit about Alpina. Sure. Let's start with Frederique Constant.
Okay, so what I would love to do, you know what I'm going to do? You're a great talker. I'm going to drop a bit of subjects and just talk. The journey. I want to first discuss accessible luxury.
Yeah.
It's confusing for marketeers.
Yeah.
It's confusing for all your competitors and colleagues.
And it's confusing even internal.
And also consumers, because you guys give so much value for money, because that's what you guys do. Because I think that's the original definition of that term.
Yeah.
A lot of value for money.
Yeah, sure.
Because luxury is not about showing off. Luxury is about giving you a lot of quality and a good feeling. That's luxury for me. And you guys give a lot of brands a lot of headaches. But that means you guys kind of carved out in the beginning a niche for yourself.
Yeah. Below the radar.
Yeah. Became a serious player because you guys. Do you talk about quantities?
Not anymore. We're not allowed.
But you used to do tens and tens of thousands.
We came from 160,000. That's the last communication we have been allowed to do.
Yeah, that's serious player in Switzerland. And you do quartzes.
Yeah,
you
40% quartz. Still.
Yeah, you still do.
Yeah,
which is great. And then suddenly you guys, out of the blue, became a true manufacturer, designing your calibers, making them, and not just one as a talking piece or a marketing gimmick. You just mentioned you have two base bushes where you make 30 calibers.
Yeah.
So take me from there to why you became a manufacturer, what it did for you guys, what the highlights are in the collection. So I mentioned quickly your base time only, world timer. Then you did open heart. The open is not a manufacturer.
Yes,
became. Yeah. You started without, it became.
Yeah. That was the first manufacturer.
Then you did tourbillon.
Yeah.
Then you did flyback chrono. Perpetual.
Yeah.
Perpetual tourbillon. And then monolithic. So walk me through that, please.
Yeah. So back in 2004, here you see it on the screen. That was the open heart, driven by, in that time, where we used to have an open heart on the 12 o'clock. That was in collaboration with Sarita, where we did in-house our own module.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this was even 10 years before this launch.
Yeah.
Because the company was relatively small, Peter was very simple.
Yeah.
We have a quartz, we have an automatic. They look the same. How can I differentiate a quartz between an automatic? And there the idea came from open the dial.
No, 94.
Yeah, 94. So
pragmatic.
That's very
pragmatic.
Actually, pretty spot on with the 10 years.
Yeah.
So here, he didn't never patented. So he was just working with 10 people. We need to understand that. Huge success in that time, but not able to patent. And then many brands started to follow this because the idea is brilliant if you think about it. Then he started to think, okay, Swatch Group with ETA, dominant monopolists in the industry. They will decide your design of watch. They will decide how many quantities. So he started to be a visionary with that. So with that drive in the back of his mind, he started to create his own manufacturer calendar. And there he did it together with the École Horlogerie Genève and the watch school in Holland to pitch them an idea of a main plate of an own manufacturer complication. So by collaborating, he was able to do an accessible new conception.
Yeah.
And that resulted in 2004 as the first heartbeat automatic manufacturer caliber, hand-winded, this one. What was the idea? Pretty simple, to have unlimited growth potential and to have flexibility with design. For people who don't know the industry, if you buy a movement, the dimensions of the movement are fixed.
Yeah.
That means the dimension of your design of a chronograph or a big date or whatever are exactly the same as many other brands.
Yeah.
So not unique.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have that flexibility early stage in the time. And together with Pim Koeslag, who was with you like a week ago or a week ago, he just started his own movement. And since then, we have been categorized. We started with the 900 series, 700 series. And then we went into, and I'm talking about 2006, to prepare much more large-scale production. Because in early stage, we realized that if you don't do large-scale production, you can never keep your price accessible. And still today, I'm jumping quickly to today, we are the only one in our price segment who are capable of doing this.
Can you, for those that don't realize that it takes years and millions to develop a caliber, can you mention what kind of scope of investment we're talking about? Because as an underdog brand, it took also huge risk to do it, investment-wise. We're talking tens of millions, right? To develop this really program of calibers.
Yeah, sure. It's very heavy. You don't even talk about money, indeed, the tens of millions. Then you need to be capable of managing the production, the line of production after this. What is not easy, you need to have the equipment and the capacity of watchmakers in-house to be capable of producing it. That's already millions. I'm not even talking about the conception.
Yeah.
So you need to even have the brains in-house to be capable of doing the conception.
Yeah.
Now, all that today, in today's environment, is very complex.
Yeah. And you guys didn't bluff because you do it in-house, because a lot of brands are not transparent who does what. You guys didn't only have the vision. There were also other CEOs and brands that had the vision, but not the guts to do it. It's the guts also to execute this.
Yeah, all that legacy and all that heritage goes back to Peter, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm now following up on this, and we are even going to do an acceleration now. But yes, it's the courage to do it. That's one. But much more important, it's to be able to drive it after this, because just one shot doesn't work. Because then you bring all your investments down the drain. You need to have continuity.
Yeah.
And
did you guys sell to third parties, the calibers?
No,
never.
That's
also gutsy.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's what a lot of brands do.
Many brands come in.
Yeah.
They don't want to know.
And
they want to. They don't have any option now, and they're blocked.
And you guys don't do it.
No, we don't do it. No. We work now. We start to work more with Le Jouperet, who are having a much more stronger business model where they do volume movements. So they have the new G100, the new L100, really high level movements. For us, much more volume driven.
Which is not a sister brand, but a cousin, right?
It's a cousin. It's also
the same mother.
Yeah. So we can call it almost in-house volume. So it's a comparable movement, higher end to a Celita or an ETA.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. That's amazing. So jumping from 2004, we're talking about 18 years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Go fast forward or pick me the highlights quickly.
Yeah, I think the highlights there is, let's jump to silicon material for the tourbillon.
Yeah.
We introduced the tourbillon, but we didn't want to do just a tourbillon. We wanted to do also innovative material in there. This the monolithic.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, and here you can still see the bridge.
So 4 years later from open, you went to tourbillon.
Yeah, we went to tourbillon.
With silicium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which was in the
silicon anchor, what has a huge benefit. And at that time it was innovative because silicon was popular, but used by the big brands.
It wasn't that popular because Ulysse Nardin, I think, was the first ever in 2000.
Yeah, Omega
with the Freak.
Yeah, I think Omega had something. No?
I don't think they commercialized.
Okay. Could be.
To consumer. I'm not talking about prototypes. The Freak wasn't a big volume, but it was out there and it was worn. So 8 years later, you guys came with tourbillon.
We came with the tourbillon with silicon anchor. What was for us really something difficult to produce. We need to realize that.
And of course,
that was like small quantities, and in that time we did 100 pieces. So for people to visualize 100 pieces for a small watch brand, it's like a huge pressure.
What did this retail at then?
That time it was 40,000.
40?
40.
Which was still not expensive. Who picked those 100 up? Were it the hardcore collectors?
Yeah, definitely.
Because they saw the value. And
they understood
the innovation.
The value. Yeah, they understood the
innovation. And they were picked up by them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Jumping from there to another milestone, we had the 705.
Yeah.
Base 705 movement with a moon phase on 6 o'clock and the date. Mm-hmm. Very popular, very clean in design. And that started to be more a base movement, 700 series, where we were prepared to really be able to do 2,000 to 3,000 units a year. Back in 2000, I think it was 2011 that this was been launched, 12. 2,000 units is a lot. Huh?
Yeah.
And in that time, I tell you, when I joined the company, we were still looking every month for watchmakers to hire them. That was the level of production capacity. In the same year, we launched the World Timer. Another bang.
Yeah.
So that was, and that World Timer is based, all our movements, 700 series, are based on simplicity. So most watch brands are exposing the calibers with a lot of components in there, with the complexity behind it. Complexity makes it complex in production capacity. That makes you limited with the volume you want to do. And we needed volume. Mm. So the movements are basically produced in simplicity, but keeps it much more easier in quality and maintaining. So after that, we had the World Timer, easy adjustment on the ground. No extra pushers. The city disc, hour, minute, and seconds, you are are adjusted by the crown. Very simple also, very easy. And that time we didn't expect such a big bang. 10 years later, we are doing 3,500 units per year. It's huge. It's something that is now normal. We don't even have complexity anymore in the production process. It's very easy for my team to produce this.
Amazing.
Then I go to another milestone that I quickly bring you over is the perpetual calendar. Perpetual calendar launched, I think, in 2017, just after. Now let's go first to the chronograph library. Most complex movement we ever made.
Yeah, I emphasize it's non-stop. A lot of people think that a chrono is something simple. It's a complication.
It's a very high complication.
For those that are not so much into watches, it's basically two watches in one. It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
There's a stopwatch in a watch. This one is not the flyby.
No. This is the Le Joubert.
Yeah.
This is the Le Joubert movement that has 64-hour power reserve, high quality, but lower in price to produce. So this we can market at just above 3,000 euro as a watch, what is still 30% lower than any other watch in the industry, except some exceptions like Hamilton, but it's also more higher end. This one is marketed just above 4,000 euro, or maybe below 4,000 euro.
Is that even such a big difference?
No, exactly. But this case and this watch itself is more expensive. So if I'm pushing that movement in this watch, it will be 4,500 euro. On top of that, this movement, we don't have, that tells you a bit about capacity. This we cannot produce more than 1,000 a year.
I understand. Simply the lack of capacity.
Yeah.
Do you have difficulties explaining marketing, the difference between these two? And a question I will ask, do consumers even care if it's manufactured or not? And I can ask our viewers.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's half-half. What do you guys notice the moment you guys became a manufacturer? Did it become a real selling USP, or is more marketing vehicle?
No, it's more. It's basically more a positioning of your company, because we started by a pressure of the industry to produce our manufacture caliber by first of all being innovative. And innovation, an innovator is always ahead of it. That an innovator sells by innovation, not by marketing.
Yeah.
That's one. And secondly, it's of course the flexibility we had. But of course, in a later stage, we realized we have to market it. So we started to be very, very coherent in the message, is that what does manufacture mean? We know, but 99% of the population doesn't even know the difference between manufacture and automatic watch.
And I blame the producers that they're willingly dilute the term.
Sure.
There is no coherent definition, and it's been used and misused. And that's my criticism to the industry. To follow up on that, is the ambition to become 100% manufacturer, or is it not relevant, that question?
No, it's not relevant.
It's not relevant.
No, I think for us it's like a legitimacy.
Yeah.
I think it's credibility that we started with, and today we start to see a bit of a conflict, and I'm opening up now a discussion between the accessible luxury and the direction we are going.
Yeah.
Because the accessible luxury brought us where we are now, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the future.
You can ask our questions. There are a lot of watch freaks amongst them, and also management people,
it's a
strategists. Do you guys, the watchers, want Frederique Constant to become 100% manufacturer, or do you think they should? And if you're watching this later on while we're not live anymore or listening, send us your feedback, please, either by email or comment section. Is that something you want to know?
Yeah, sure. I like that. So I would definitely like to come back on this one. Yeah.
Do you think you one day will be quartzless? So no more quartz? Do you think that, or is that also an irrelevant question?
No, that's a relevant question, because many people tell me, and it's interesting also because I'm reading always the feedback on YouTube on movies we do, that many people say, yeah, but it's conflictual because you do manufacture and you do quartz. Is it conflictual? Because what is Patek doing?
Very
60% quartz.
Yeah, very interesting. In their volume, not value. But for the ladies, they don't make men's watches that quartz anymore. I think that it depends on what you make the watch for. So if a sports brand does it because it's a sports watch that you wear during vibrant sports, it's a word joke.
Sure.
So a lot of vibration, I think it's very relevant. We don't frown upon quartz. You guys definitely do because you're amazing pioneers on connected. I don't think your future lies there. I won't ask you the question. Maybe it's too early on. Let me interject a quick question for you, for those that are not that familiar with Frederique Constant or can't envision the whole collection quickly when they think about the brand. What is Frederique Constant design-wise, or what is your USP if you tell an elevator pitch to our viewers that don't know the brand well? Should I give my explanation?
Yeah, you give your explanation. I will
so
tell you.
How I explain it, it's classic, timeless, very heavy dress. Okay, value for money. Those are the 4 USPs when I envision the brand.
Yeah,
with the Highlife, you took it a notch contemporary. You don't really have sports watches, but you guys capped that with Alpina. That's why I wanted to ask you. So there's a symbiosis there. You took Alpina, very casual, outdoorsy, sports, even mil-spec, pilot-ish, diving, like that. And you have a very healthy, beautiful collection for ladies. Because a lot of watch brands neglect the ladies segment. So very healthy. And I don't see why you should reduce quartz, because you guys value for money is in the USP.
Yeah.
So you want quality for the price. So, and quartz offers that. But because you don't have sports watches, I'm suddenly hesitant. So now I'll shut up.
Yeah, sure. Now there are 2 things that will happen in the future, and I will give already a bit of a glance about the strategy in years to come. Is that many brands today are increasing price.
Yeah.
We all know why. Supply chain is under pressure. Volume is under pressure because of supply chain. I'm not even talking about the war potentially is going on in the world and instability that it creates. On top of that, I'm not even talking about potential electricity and gas restrictions. Switzerland already know that we might have to close certain factories, large factories, 1 day a week in the winter. That pressures even more your volume.
Yeah.
So what are brands doing? They're automatically going up in price.
Yeah.
We have been looking at studies also. Again, we have to measure how we are going to strategize it, and specifically analytical. We have the opportunity with our manufacturer calibers to try more high end. But what I don't make the mistake is going out my volume. And going out volume means you reposition the brand, you lose your customer. When times are going back to this, what will happen? Because it's always been a wave. Brands are gone. It happened.
So you play the long-term strategy game.
I'm playing definitely long-term. I will keep quartz. Doesn't mean that I think quartz should have been innovative. It has been not innovative enough. But definitely we are going to try more into more caliber developments. So you will see a 6 to 7, potentially even 8 new in-house calibers coming up in the coming 3 years.
Amazing. I'm talking too much because I see we have only 12 minutes left, and we have a lot of questions.
I'm talking too much.
I am talking too much. And we have a lot of comments coming in. Thank you guys. Keep them coming. The bridge of calibers. I just want to touch upon monolithic and then jump into the questions. So, ladies and gentlemen watching, please keep them coming. I see them, Dala sees them. They're all flooding in, but don't look. You can't look. Our guests never see the backstage studio, so it's a surprise. Talk to me about monolithic, please. If Dala can pull up the monolithic watch.
The monolithic.
Quickly, why there's a Dutch pedigree in there?
Now, let's start with, again, the innovation is driving. So monolithic, we started to launch now 1.5 years ago. We launched in collaboration with Flexus. Flexus is a Dutch-based company, a young entrepreneurial company, based on Delft, the incubator Yes Delft. And,
which is in Holland, the Netherlands, guys?
Yeah, that's in Holland. Again, we created a collaboration with them. We saw an opportunity. They pitched an opportunity to us because they knew that we are a young, innovative watch company that are open to learn. We jumped in it, and they offered us an opportunity to replace the beating heart of a movement. We all know that the conventional assortment, the beating heart of the balance wheel, is the heart of a movement already more than 200 years. It has been challenged, but not as much as we have been doing now. They Nima Toulou, the founder of Flexus, knew that he had an 100% opportunity to replace 26 crucial components of the conventional assortment by one single silicon disc. I'm going back in time already because we have been developing this. And when we went live, we did a live stream, middle of COVID. We had 1,800 units prepared to sell, limited editions, 1 gold, 2 stainless steel. But we were hoping that we would sell that in 12 to 15 months.
Yeah. You sold it out within a few days, right?
Yeah, we were.
Or a day even,
it was,
I remember.
it was booming.
Yeah.
And it shocked me.
Yeah.
No advertisement. No push at all in sales. Just one live stream and a major innovative product.
Yeah.
Of course, we underestimated the power we have with broadcasting. But selling right away all 1,800 units. And that confirmed to me that how much know-how there is in the industry, but also in the luxury target group worldwide, and how much people like to be part of something innovative.
There's hunger for it.
There's so much hunger for it.
Yeah.
And the watch industry is very conventional in the way they innovate, step by step, step by step. And we are absolutely a disruptor in that. This is an evolution that we'll continue on.
Okay, amazing. We could have filled 1 hour.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you heartbeat, take complexity to produce it, but we have only 9 more minutes. Dala, please push up the questions, because, all right. Jos van Uchten on LinkedIn. Right, Niels, how do you deal with the Stas heritage and what will be your mission? This is the Jos he was talking about, huh? He's cheating. Thank you for watching, Jos.
Jos is there already for 20 years or so. Jos, you wanted me to tell the crowd that you are a mentor, correct? Your party also being my mentor, definitely. Yeah. Sorry, I should have mentioned.
Also mine, by the way, yeah?
Yeah.
Jos is for me, Uncle Jos, huh?
Yeah, it's an inspiration.
Uncle Jos.
So, interesting
brief
question.
Answer.
Yeah, very quickly, we are not going to change that heritage. I think Peter has been pushing manufacture direction by building a story for the company, for the brand, by selling volume, by building that manufacture direction. And we are going to continue that, but we're even going to accelerate.
Thank you. Thank you. For those that want to learn more about Frederique Constant, the URL is running in the bottom of the screen. Thank you, Jos. Next question, please, Dale. Rocky is the world record holder who's seen all the episodes of the This Is Live.
Okay.
Join them live, all of them, and ask questions of them.
Okay.
He deserves a Frederique Constant.
So absolutely.
So he comments, good afternoon, gentlemen. Love the World Timer. Knowing him, he asked a question too. I don't know, Dal, if you can fish it out the pool of questions that came in. If not, Rocky, I want some questions from you, please. Next one. Stefan van der Velle. He's king of Illy Coffee.
Okay.
He's Illy. On LinkedIn, he asks, what do you wear, Alon? Well, I'm wearing Pim's watch right now.
Niels,
sorry.
Oh, you're so integrated.
Yeah. So I'm wearing this one, but I rotate myself, and I'm negotiating with Niels what Frederique Constant I'm going to buy. So to be continued. Next one, please. Thank you, Stefan, for the question. I think Dal is looking for the next one. Okay. Let me see. Where is my mouse? My mouse disappeared. Oh, my see. Oh.
Roland.
Do you know that he's an ACE alumnus?
Yeah. No, I don't know. What does it mean?
He worked it. Roland worked here.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
Yeah. So
now you need to tell me more about your history.
And I enjoy his angalage growth and his polishing techniques.
Any plans for collab FCNAs?
Rocky, I'm going to counter. What should we tell them?
Well, let's try to find a collaboration. I mean, we are anyhow. I think collaboration is something that is already for a few years going on and very important for our industry. Bring people together, bring even companies together, bring even watch brands together. And we already doing it now. We even going to collaborate with a watch brand. Interesting also. future. So you'll see more to come. And I think we are.
Is
going
the brand?
to discuss...
Is it the brand that Ace sells?
Yes.
All right, guys. So soon there will be a Frederique Constant in store here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe no. Obviously, you guys knowing me, I love collabs. So, Rocky, please comment what collab you would like us to make with Frederique Constant.
Yeah.
Because it would be a dream for me to make one, and we're talking. Thank you, Rocky.
Aspiration in Europe.
Yeah. Jos asks on LinkedIn, any own retail aspirations in Europe? Jos, you're hijacking our show with irrelevant questions, Jos. No, you can answer, and he continues. He continues.
I can tell you.
And he continues. He adds to that or outside.
Yeah, no, definitely. But it will always be in collaboration with the retail franchise. But we are doing more and more collaborations to build boutiques. We have in Qatar and South Korea, Japan, and Paris is on the line to start doing it. In Zurich, it's on the line. Mm-hmm. Middle East is pretty advanced in it. So Dubai, we're working on it. Abu Dhabi, we're working on it. Even Tehran, we're working on it. Next week, I'm in the Middle East also to discuss.
And why, with your retailers and not yourself? Because today we live in a world of verticalization, profit maximization. Everything is about dollars and the euros and the Swiss franc and margin and cutting costs. Why are you guys different?
The biggest asset we have as a brand is the retail.
Why?
Because the retail, the loyal retail, we are a brand that we need to support from a passionate retailer that trusts the brand and believes in the brand, mm-hmm. and they sell with their passion. Mm-hmm. Because there's so much violence in the industry with all brands, so you need to claim your space. Mm-hmm. And our motto, our mission has always been a strong partnership with retail, and that's why I'm here. But that's why I came from Swatch Group. I know how you should not do it. And how you can do it. Yeah. So I've learned the hard and the best way. And for me, by embracing retail partnerships, you are going to move ahead.
I see. I'll jump in with that's actually a good one.
We have a lot of exciting projects. We are going to join Watches and Wonders. We have 2 new movements that we are going to launch at Watches and Wonders. But very competitive in price and ready with volume to be sold. Mm-hmm. And I tell you already that the line to sell, we have been pre-selling already to distribution and our citizen affiliates and also subsidiaries. Yeah, they need to pre-order. Mm-hmm. And it really has been proven already that we have some good things happening. Then we do a collaboration with a watch brand next year. We do that for Only Watch, and that will also be exhibited at the Dubai Watch Week.
Cool.
Where we're also going to do a big party and another new watch.
Cool.
So next year is very excited for us.
Amazing. You just mentioned the Citizen Group. 2 questions on that. I think we have a little quick one.
Yeah.
Did they empower the brand Frederique Constant? And if so, how? And is there pressure from them to do internalized boutiques, or do they let you do whatever you guys want?
No, they really...
Are there financial holding?
So let's start with one thing. There's financially holding. They're stock listed. They have 120 independent entities below the Citizen Watch Tokyo. So let's face the fact, by takeovers like we have been going through, 3% is factually successful. That tells you how complex it has been for the past 6 years. And they really empower us. They support us on every element now. They trust us to start moving very firmly into the direction that we want to go. And they support that. And I'm going 2 times a year to Tokyo to present financial numbers and plans and to get approvals. And that goes very smooth. Very respectful culture.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Niels, I want to thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Always love talking to you.
Thank
you for coming in, for breaking the tradition.
Very happy to be here.
In about 3 weeks, we have the next guest. Could be we'll interject another episode. Cedric Bellon, our mutual friend, is coming on the show. Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Niels, so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Alon. Thank you for the invitation.
For everyone who wants to collab with Ace, send us what you guys would love to see.
Thank you, everyone.
See you next time. Ciao.